All right, this is Jeff Zimmerman with FightNews.com. I'm with Vergil Ortiz Sr., the trainer, father of Vergil Ortiz Jr., one of the hottest young rising stars in all of boxing. How you doing, Vergil?
Pretty good. How you doing?
I always say all of boxing because even though he's a welterweight rising star, he's one of the best young talents.
Thank you, appreciate that.
So you guys are back in Dallas, in Texas, ready to showcase here this Saturday night against Michael McKinson. How excited are you?
I'm excited. I'm happy that he's getting back in the ring. So that's always a good thing. So we're excited.
Now, not to go too far back, but this has been a long year for you guys. You guys made a trainer change, even though I know you're the head coach. But now with Manny Robles, left Robert Garcia, and then he went through some health issues. How tough of a year has it been, not only as the trainer, but as the dad?
It's been pretty tough. You know, going through something like what my son has been going through the past year, it's tough as a parent, and it's tough just in general. It's just knowing somebody that's going through it. I say it like that because, you know, when my son got sick, you know, my son, he's working his ass off. You know, he's in tip-top shape. You know, my son has always been known from any coach in the past will tell you, from Robert to now, that we're not there. Manny will tell you. Manny's actually heard how hard Vergil has worked before. And he even told me, he was like, fuck, I mean, they say he does, but I didn't believe it. Like it's different seeing it with your own eyes. You know, it's just hard to work for somebody or for people to assume and start spreading rumors that he's overweight and he's not dedicated and you know, shit like that, you know. And so one person saying that, it's who gives a shit, right? And even a bunch of people saying it because it's not true. But when they're spreading it, and people that don't know boxing or don't know anything, don't know him, are spreading false stuff, you know, that can get these kids into depression. Because first of all, boxing is not like people think it is. These kids are trained in boxing. This is a lonely man's sport. You're by yourself. You're training by yourself. So now you're having and you kind of have to stay away from everybody because it's a distraction. So now, instead of having people that are supporting you, you're having people that are talking shit about you, and you knowing that it's not real, it's not true. And it's, I mean, everybody has experienced something where somebody says something and it offends them. That's one person. Imagine a bunch of idiots that don't know shit about boxing or know what's happening. And I use that word because those people that say that are fucking idiots for me. And there's a couple of reporters that I can even name who I think are fucking assholes about it. And excuse my language, I'm just saying it the way it is. That's my son, you know. I'm gonna say, you know, you talk and spread fake rumors about my son, I'm gonna say it the way it is. But anyways, so stuff like that, and so it's been tough because, you know, you can see your kids, you know, when there's something wrong. They're not gonna always tell you, but you know, boxing is a mental game. And when you start doing stuff like that, you know, and someone that's been squeaky clean, doesn't take shortcuts, for people to be saying that and then assuming that by people that don't, that is kind of like, it kind of gets you. It kind of really gets you. So, so I'm telling you, you know.
Yeah, and you guys, you know, kind of stay to your own business and do your own thing. And I've heard Robert Garcia, Vergil's the hardest working guy in the gym, you know, with all these other world champions. So
yeah, I mean, we set ourselves. We don't, you know, we don't talk about anybody. We don't, because first of all, that's how we're raised. It's a polite thing to do. The second thing is that, you know, you start doing all of that, God forbid something happens, and then everybody just starts, you know, trolling and people say, oh, we gotta have thick skin, this and that. Look, let me tell you something. All those people that talk that, they get a cough and they don't even go to work. So I don't even want to hear all that. But again, you know, he's my son, and I got to take care of him, and I'm going to take care of him the way he should be taken care of. And this has been a very tough year for him. I mean, all he knows is boxing, well, school and everything, but his passion is boxing. When you're passionate with something fun isn't fun anymore, then it's not the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you know, it's interesting. I was at the Ryan Garcia fight, and you know, he's gone through his own stuff, and people like to, you know, mock or what have you. He said something interesting after the fight. He said after that fight, you know, he had the broken hand, he went through his mental health stuff. He said he felt like he's back to where he should be now after the Fortuna fight. Do you feel like a win this Saturday night will kind of get you guys back on track? Because it has been a tough year.
I think well, hopefully, you know, we get the win first. But hopefully this win gets him where he's supposed to be at. Him. When I mean him, I mean just him, how he's feeling. As in for like where he's supposed to be. I think he should have already been out for going for titles, but you know, there's people holding them hostage. So it doesn't matter after this win or not. He's still stuck because these guys are holding these belts hostage. I mean, that's the truth. You know?
Yeah, and Bud Crawford was here earlier.
I actually like Bud.
Yeah,
I actually like Bud.
Yeah, and you know, he's well spoken, and you know, I asked him, point blank, I said, if the fight with EJ doesn't happen, right? There's no guarantee at this point.
Yeah.
I said, would you fight Vergil? And he said yes. You're like, no problem, right? Which is what you expect. And I asked him what he thought of Vergil, and he had great things to say about Vergil. Is that the fight you guys want, though?
Look, whatever fight is available that's leading to a world title or a world title is what we want. I don't want my son fighting anybody going back down or anyone aside of him. I'll just explain it to people like this. It ain't like this guy's scared to fight this guy or this and that. Nobody in their lifetime at work changes position just to get paid the same to go this way. Everybody wants to get promoted up. Wants to be a manager, wants to be the owner, whatever it is, vice president, whatever. That's going up. That's what we're at. We're there. We need our chance. So and when I mean we, I mean my son. You know. So again, if the fight with Crawford is there, and that's what it is. I actually, like I said, I actually like Crawford. I've never, not one time has he ever talked bad about my son. Not one time has he ever, you know, try to belittle him or say anything negative. Hell, the guy over here has. So, you know, for me, I respect Crawford, you know, big time. I just think he's a class act. I really do. And I think my son's sharing a ring with him, you know, regardless of what happened, or win or not. I mean, you're fighting one of the best guys in all of boxing. That's just it. So why not? Why not go against the best guy? I mean, that's how I see it. So that's just how I see it. I like the guy. But yeah, that don't mean we wouldn't take it lightly. I mean, we're gonna fucking work to get him to go, you know, get him.
Right.
That's the way it is.
Right. Yeah. At the end of the day, you're there to knock his head off, and vice versa. You mentioned about Vergil, you know, just trying to get back to, you know, where he feels comfortable. Obviously, stepping back in the ring this weekend, just from a fighting standpoint, and just what you've seen in camp and everything, is he pretty much back in your mind 100% outside of maybe, you know?
Look, Vergil's talent is always there, so he's always where he's at. It's just about the feeling. It's how you feel. When you get it, it's how you feel. I think it might take him some time, a little bit, to start getting in the groove in there. Because I mean, the guy that he's fighting, I mean, he ain't gonna go for it. I don't think he's going to fight. I think he's gonna be on his bike. That's not talking about him. That's not down, you know, belittling him, nothing. From what I've seen, and from when he fought this last time, and by his own comments, he's not there to, you know. And I get it, you know, it's a hit and I get hit, but at the same time, you know, you gotta fight sometime, you know. And so I think it's gonna determine the whole fight. I think is determined on my son to press and maybe get him to fight or something. But at the same time, you don't want to just press because the guy's not gonna do nothing and run into traps. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So you know, time will tell. We'll see. Maybe he does fight him. I don't know. If we do, I mean, hell, it'll should be a good fight. If not, then it'll be kind of a long, hopefully it's not a long, still chess match. Right. I prefer a fast chess game.
And we'll wrap up here in a minute. I'm with Vergil Ortiz Sr., trainer, father of rising star Vergil Ortiz Jr. What has it been like? You guys left Robert Garcia. We talked about him earlier. Obviously, a lot of respect there. What's it like being with Manny Robles now?
Look, being at Roberts and being at Manny, the gym, the hospitality, the feeling, the friendship, it's exactly the same thing. It is. You know, I don't have anything bad to say about Robert, as in like just anything. He's a good trainer. He knows what he's doing. You know, but you know, at the end of the day, I still train my son there. I'm still training my son over here. It's just a different change. It's a change. You can't just be in one spot because someone's your friend and you're comfortable.
Right.
You know, you're at work, you get paid the same, and maybe you're better, want to go to a different job, different location. It's just, if people do that.
Yeah.
This is the same thing. This is my son's job. All he's doing is moving his company to a different location. Oh, I mean, we stay on the beach now. We're not just almost like in the desert.
Right.
You know, we're in LA, actually in LA. And it's a different atmosphere. You know, Manny, when we were at Roberts, we did a lot of just pretty much in-house sparring. With Manny, you know, we go to Freddie Roach's. You know, Manny gets guys coming in. So it's different as in what we're doing, but it's the same as how it felt. You know, I like both coaches. I don't have anything bad to say about anyone. I've known Manny too a little while back. I've known Robert for a long time. Pita, you know, Robert's son, and Chepe, all those guys, you know, I like them. They're my friends. But this is my son's career.
Right.
And at the end of the day, my son comes first.
You mentioned something earlier about not going backwards. There's a guy, another welterweight, undefeated, Boots Ennis, also on the rise, you know, getting a lot of, you know, pub these days. Would that be a fight you guys would look at, or how do you view that fight?
If it's to the world title, then that's fine. Okay. But if it just keeps you in the same place, then there's no whole point. Go to the guy that's the way that gets you there. That's common sense. I mean, it ain't. This is boxing. My son's at a high level. There's no ducking anybody. There's no, you know. Now, if they're trying to pay somebody change, then of course you're not gonna fight that guy unless they're paying you, right? But this is boxing. I mean, at the end of the day, people don't realize a lot of times you don't even control who you're gonna fight. You can say, I want this guy and this guy, and it don't even matter. So why even call out people? That's what we say, like why even call out people? I mean, you know.
Right.
You just know. It's common sense. Different promoter, different side. Different promoter, different side. Obviously, they want to do in-house over there, and you only have so much over here. So why would they come over here or have this guy fight this guy when they have all the guys over there that they can just feed them to them?
Right.
It's common sense. People need to, when they start opening their eyes and start seeing things, then you start understanding what happens. So.
All right. Well, that was Vergil Ortiz Sr. He's got a big fight with his son this weekend on DAZN. The main event back home in Fort Worth at the Dickie's Arena against Michael McKinson. Vergil, it's always a pleasure talking to you, and good luck Saturday night.
Yes, sir.
Jeff Zimmerman, FightNews.com.